Whether you're an experienced cannabis grower or just getting started, this is the video for you. What's up, guys? My name is Liz, and today I'm going to be taking you through our growSimple Cannabis Tracking Journal, the most comprehensive and secure way to log and optimize your cannabis grow. Quick disclaimer that this video is for educational purposes only, and we do not promote or condone any illegal activity. You should consult your local laws before growing, cultivating, or using cannabis. So you've probably figured out by now that there is a ton of information out there on how to grow your own cannabis, and it seems like everyone has a different way of doing it. If there's one thing everyone can agree on, it's that keeping track of your grow is key in maximizing your yield and producing a monster harvest. We created the growSimple Cannabis Tracking Journal so you can do it with ease. In this video, I'll be giving you a quick overview of the journal, showing you the features, the best way to use it, and how to optimize your grow for monster yields.
Hey guys, this is Anthony. I'm going to bring you through how to open and use the growSimple Cannabis Tracking Journal. So when you download the journal from our website or from Etsy, you'll be given a zip file, which you'll see here. You just double click that zip file from any computer and it'll open up what's inside of that, which are 3 different files. So you've got your README file, which will include the password for both the PDF and the Excel file, as well as the PDF and Excel files themselves. So the PDF will be great for if you're looking to just print off the journal, use it with a pen and paper the old-fashioned way, or if you'd like to use it on a tablet, you can upload the PDF to, GoodNotes or any other PDF viewer on a tablet, and you can write with a stylus or your fingers on the PDF the same way you might do with any other type of digital journal. So that would be great for those instances, or if you're looking to do this more digitally, we're going to use the Excel file in this demo, and I'll bring you through all the different features. So when you double click, it's going to prompt you for a password. I'll show you here on the PDF. So that will be contained in the README file, and you'll open up the journal that way. So if we open up the Excel file here, the first page you'll see is just an overview of the journal, just some kind of high-level details, which I'm going through in this video as well. You've got an outline of the 7 different templates that are included in the Grow Journal and what you can use each one for, with a couple little notes, a little cheat sheet here.
All right, so we're going to start here with the intake form. This is the very first page that you'll want to fill out when you begin a new grow. Think of it as your plant's profile page, where you capture all of the important starting details before the actual grow gets underway. Here, you'll log the strain name, breeder, and any genetic info that you have about the plant. This matters because different strains can react differently to different nutrients, light schedules, and training techniques, so writing it down now makes it much easier to compare results later. Next, moving over to the environmental setup, this is where you jot down all of the details about the environment. So the tent size, lights, fans, filters, the soil or medium. You don't have to go crazy with detail here, but really noting the basics helps you troubleshoot if you do run into issues later. Next, moving on to the nutrients, and I sort of use this as a feeding plan section. I record what nutrients I'm starting with, and any baseline feeding schedule you can jot down here. Even if you plan to adjust as you go, writing down your initial plan will help you stay consistent and give you a baseline to compare against. And then this section right here is just for any other supplies that you have related to your grow that are an important part of the project. I would just jot that down here. And that's really it for the intake form. It's quick to fill out, but it sets the foundation for the entirety of your grow. Capturing this info up front, you have a complete picture to look back on at harvest, and it makes troubleshooting so much easier.
Once you've filled out your intake form, the next step is to set up your nutrient schedule. So the nutrient schedule is essential because it gives you a week-by-week blueprint of what you're feeding your plants and when. So recording details like nutrient type, dosage, pH, and EC keeps your feeding consistent and helps you spot patterns, like when deficiency started or when a strain responded well to a certain change. At the top of the page, you have the opportunity to tag what the nutrient schedule relates to, which can go back to your first page. You type in the grow ID and the different strains. Another opportunity to lay out your grow medium, and some notes here talking about how you've changed your nutrient feeding schedule over time or anything else you want to log there. Here you'll see the grow laid out week by week, and for each week you can record the amount of nutrients, pH, or EC readings if you track those, the light schedule, or any other adjustments you make along the way based on the feedback you're getting for your plants. In each one of these cells here, you can drop down and choose what phase the plant is in, and you can double up or go week by week on these columns. Below here, you've got a nutrient blend ID that you can establish, which you'll use later on in the Grow Journal.
So between the intake form and the nutrient schedule, you've now set the foundation. You know what you're growing, how you're starting, and exactly what nutrients you'll be giving your plants. From here, the daily grow logs will capture how your plants respond. So let's move into the daily grow log pages now, where you'll get to actually record the day-to-day activities of your plant. Now that we've set up our strain details and our nutrient plan, this is really the heart of the journal. This is where you're going to be tracking what happens day to day. So each log page gives you space to note the most important factors like date, watering, feeding, light cycle, any environmental notes, so temperature, humidity if you track it, and any general plant health observations. This is the backbone of your record keeping. It shows you not just what you plan, but what's actually happening throughout your grow.
So there's 3 different versions of this grow log. So this first one, you can see it has 1 entry per line, so you can track 1 plant and everything that happened. If you're growing multiple plants, which a lot of people are, you can use one of these alternative versions of this. So we've got one that has 4 plants per entry or 6 plants per entry. This way, you don't have to track things like light schedule, humidity, and some of the environmental factors, and you can really look at each plant individually while kind of having it as 1 entry. And of course, if you have more plants, you can double up on these where you use 2 of these spaces for 1 entry and have all the plants there, and then just log the environmental factors once. So you can really customize it to your needs.
And you'll see here that we filled out an example so that you can really have an understanding of how this actually looks when all of the data is filled out in the chart.
So one thing I mentioned on the nutrient schedule was the ability to define nutrient blends. So when you're on one of the grow log pages and you're looking to track the nutrients you used for a specific day, instead of writing out every single nutrient and the amount, you can just refer back to the nutrient schedule. So in this case, nutrient blend 2, it's abbreviated here, but you can say nutrient blend 2 includes 10 milliliters of Grow Big. So you can use that to avoid writing the same thing multiple times in your grow log. And lastly, when you're looking at this in a printed version, it'll fit perfectly on 1 page. You just keep printing the same page out. But on the Excel file, we've got a lot of different rows down here so you don't run out of space. And you can add more rows as needed. So moving along, we also have another version of the grow log called the water and feed log. So if this is all too detailed for you and maybe you want a little bit more of a streamlined approach, you can head over to the water and feed log, where you're really only logging when you water or feed your plants. It's a little bit easier to look at, more streamlined. It might be better if you're not looking for so many details around everything you're doing with your plants. And moving along, we have the observations sheet. So on this page, we've got 7 entries of written notes. So this can be for 1 plant or multiple plants, which you can designate up here on the top left. Every entry has the opportunity to write which week, day, and date, different observations, and up at the top right here, you have a weekly summary where you can summarize certain things that maybe aren't on the main tracker sheet. So things like if you flushed the plants or topped the plants, and you can kind of keep track of that however you see fit. When you're using this digitally in Excel, this is for 1 week, so you'll need to copy over this page, and we have some directions here on the right showing you how to do that. So all you really do is right click, or if you have a Mac, you have to do control click, do move or copy. You have to click the checkbox here, create a copy. You can bring it to the end and click OK, and now you have 2 versions of this same tab. So if you're doing it digitally, you'll have a tab of the daily observation sheet for each week. And you can delete them as needed or duplicate them. All of the other grow logs will have a lot of space to keep going down on the same page.
So with the Cannabis Grow Journal, you now have a simple, private way to track every stage of your grow, from intake to nutrient planning, daily logs, all the way through to harvest. And as a bonus, we've also included a grower's product checklist, which is a one-stop guide with everything you need to get started and to stay organized. From pots and soil to lights and nutrients, it's a really quick and easy reference guide that keeps you from forgetting the essentials. And if you are more than just a grower, maybe you share grow tips online, you teach others, or you have friends who could use a system like this, we invite you to join our affiliate program. It's free to join, and you earn commission for every digital cannabis journal sold through your link. That way, you're not just improving your own grows, you're actually helping others succeed, and you're earning while you do it. So whether you're logging your very first plant or refining your 10th harvest, this journal gives you the tools to grow smarter, stay consistent, and keep your data truly private. Happy growing!